Did you hear anything about who found him, how he was found, or the 911 call or anything like that?
Yes.
Yeah?
And I can't talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here to get to the bottom of it, though, it sounds like.
We pretty much know what's going on, but, you know, all we want to do is just talk about the man, the musician.
It's been a tough morning. Can't imagine. Are you going out there to see friends and family? What message do you have to Prince fans?
Just keep saying prayers for everyone, for the family.
So there was no sign of this. This is just,
You know, everyone gets sick once in a while. We don't know. We're going to find out.
yeah. Which song do you think Prince would want to be remembered by, if he had to be one?
Probably Purple Rain.
Purple Rain?
Sheila E. was reportedly the last person Prince opened up to before his untimely death. Now sources suggest she's finally revealing what Prince was trying to protect us from, and why Diddy allegedly didn't want him alive to share this information with the world. Industry insiders claim that multiple witnesses have come forward corroborating these allegations, pointing to a pattern of concerning behavior that spans decades. The music community has been abuzz with speculation as more performers from that era begin speaking out about experiences they previously kept hidden for fear of career repercussions or worse. Investigations into these claims are reportedly underway by several independent journalists with extensive background in music industry exposés.
Security to the party.
The first Diddy party I went to was at Prince's house. So you want to go to Prince's house to the Diddy party where Tyrese is performing and Demi Moore and Ashton Kutcher are swinging on swings. That is what's happening on the other side of the wall. And so the one thing that makes this party different than a Jamie Foxx party or any other celebrity party that wrangles a bunch of young women or guys or whatever too, is that Diddy didn't let you bring your security in the party.
Some fans believe Prince was preparing to expose disturbing truths about the music industry, not just regarding music rights, but concerning exploitation, manipulation, and alleged ritualistic practices within entertainment circles. Diddy's name continues to surface in these conversations. After years of silence, Sheila E. is allegedly speaking out, with sources claiming her revelations are chilling. She reportedly states Prince was shielding the world from something sinister and carried a burden too heavy for public understanding. According to former associates, Prince had been meticulously documenting various industry practices for years, gathering testimonies from artists who felt victimized by powerful executives. His private vault reportedly contains evidence he intended to bring forward through legal channels. Multiple industry veterans have confirmed Prince frequently discussed his concerns at private gatherings, feeling a moral obligation to protect younger artists from exploitation.
He's like, I'm sorry, I'll never do it again.
Yeah, you know, you were in a relationship with Prince. He even proposed to you. How did he do it?
It was during the Sign of the Times tour, and there are many songs that were like really emotional to me when we played, and Purple Rain was one of them. So playing that song and playing drums, I just love playing that song. And next thing I know, he's taking his solo, and as I opened my eyes, he was turning at the same time that I opened my eyes, and he's taking his solo and he turns to me and he said, "Will you marry me?" And
Sheila E. first connected with Prince in 1977 during one of her performances with her father. Their professional relationship blossomed when she signed with Warner Brothers Records in 1984, collaborating with Prince on her debut album, The Glamorous Life. Their partnership extended beyond music. During a live performance, Prince spontaneously mouthed "Marry me" to her across the stage. According to reports, they were briefly engaged, although they never married. Their creative synergy produced numerous iconic performances throughout the 1980s, with Sheila becoming one of Prince's most trusted musical confidants. Their connection went beyond romantic interest. They shared a profound understanding of artistic integrity and industry ethics. Former band members recall their intense studio sessions where they would discuss the future of music ownership and artist rights, conversations that seemed ahead of their time. Their professional relationship influenced countless musicians who observed their collaborative approach to challenging industry norms.
On December 31st, 1999, my publishing contract with Warner Chappell expired, thus emancipating the name I was given before birth, Prince. from all long-term restrictive documents.
While reports suggested Sheila E. and Prince hadn't spoken for approximately 5 years before his 2016 passing, allegedly due to revelations in her autobiography, The Beat of My Own Drum, sources now claim they actually reconnected near the end of Prince's life. During this reconnection, Prince supposedly shared industry secrets and shocking details about Diddy with her. Everyone familiar with Prince knows how passionate he was about artists receiving fair compensation and maintaining control over their music. This final reconciliation reportedly occurred during a private meeting at Paisley Park, where security measures were unusually tight. Multiple staff members noted Prince appeared visibly concerned about being monitored during this period. Phone records indicate lengthy calls between Prince and Sheila in the weeks preceding his death. Close friends reported Prince had begun transferring sensitive documents to trusted allies, expressing concern about certain powerful figures, discovering his intentions to go public with his evidence.
It's your game, you didn't make the rules, so everything comes hard. And as long as you're signed to a contract, you're going to take a minority share of the winnings. A select few of us will do well, the majority will not. So as a people,
Prince signed with
will be
Warner
considered a
in
minority.
1977 at just 18 years old. Although his early albums between 1978 and 1981 weren't commercially successful, Warner kept him on their roster as he reflected their commitment to long-term talent development. By 1982, as MTV launched, Prince broke into the top 10 US charts and pioneered the use of music videos for artist marketing. He eventually established Paisley Park Records with Warner's partial funding and distribution support. But by this time, he had begun exposing how record labels were shortchanging artists. His notorious decision to write "slave" on his face during performances symbolized his opposition to exploitative contracts. Former Warner executives have since admitted the company implemented special contractual clauses specifically designed for Prince that weren't standard industry practice. Industry analysts point to Prince's contractual battles as revolutionary, ultimately changing how artists approach label agreements today. His advocacy for ownership rights became increasingly vocal as his understanding of financial structures deepened through experiences with various distributors.
That's your game, you didn't make the rules, so everything comes hard. And as long as you're signed to a contract, you're going to take a minority share of the winnings. A select few of us will do well, the majority will not. So as a people, we'll be considered a minority.
Warner Brothers was simultaneously funding Diddy, establishing a deal giving the company 50% stake in Bad Boy Records. This partnership provided marketing and worldwide distribution for Bad Boy's catalog and artists, including Mace, Mario Winans, Notorious B.I.G., and Diddy himself. Regarding the deal, Diddy stated, "This ensures we have the right financial backing, structure, and partners to remain a force in the music industry." The financial arrangements between the companies involved complex profit-sharing mechanisms that reportedly diverted substantial revenue away from the actual performers. Contracts obtained by investigators revealed concerning clauses that essentially trapped artists in unfavorable arrangements for extended periods. Several former Bad Boy artists have since come forward describing intimidation tactics used to prevent them from seeking legal representation during contract negotiations. Financial experts analyzing the payment structures have identified systematic underpayment patterns that benefited executives while limiting artist compensation, despite commercial success.
Talent and also as writers were credited with publishing. So basically, we only get the amounts due since Sony bought our catalog.
Okay.
So streaming for the past couple years, it's about $800, $900, some in the hundreds, okay? And in order to get that, I have to release him for any claims or wrongdoings or actions prior to the date of the release. I have to sign an NDA that I will never disparage Puff, Bad Boy, Janice Combs, or Justin Combs' music, or EMI, or Sony ever in public.
So that you just got recently for this thing?
I got it a few months ago when he started doing
what's in the news
this.
now?
So what's happening is artists, some of them, not all of them, are being given streaming royalties and ownership back over our publishing on songs that we wrote.
The same exploitative practices Prince criticized were allegedly happening at Bad Boy Records. Lil Jerome reported having a nervous breakdown, after which he was dropped despite having 13 songs ready for an album. Carl Thomas reportedly left because when his brother died, Diddy called just a week later asking when he'd return to the studio. According to Diddy's ex-bodyguard Gene Deal, Biggie planned to leave Bad Boy before his death, after which Diddy reportedly focused intensely on marketing his posthumous album, Life After Death, rather than grieving. Former studio engineers have confirmed witnessing heated arguments between Biggie and Diddy regarding creative control and compensation just weeks before Biggie's tragic death. Other artists from the label have described similar experiences of feeling pressured and controlled, with several claiming they were denied access to their complete financial records. Medical professionals who treated some Bad Boy artists during this period noted concerning patterns of stress-related health issues among performers signed to the label. Multiple lawsuits regarding royalty disputes were reportedly settled with strict confidentiality agreements.
So as writers, we're credited with publishing. So basically, we only get the amounts due since Sony bought our catalog.
Okay.
So streaming, for the past couple years, it's about $800, $900, some in the hundreds, okay? And in order to get that, I have to release him for any claims or wrongdoings or actions prior to the date of the release. I have to sign an NDA that I will never disparage Puff, Bad Boy, Janice Combs, or Justin Combs' music, or EMI, or Sony ever in public.
So that you just got recently for this thing?
I got it a few months ago when he started doing
what's in the
this.
news now?
So what's happening is artists, some of them, not all of them, are being given streaming royalties and ownership back over our publishing on songs that we wrote at a time when
Prince allegedly observed these patterns long before public scrutiny intensified. If he shared his knowledge with Sheila E, it explains why she's only speaking out now, as the situations Prince warned about are catching up with those involved. Sources claim Sheila E has revealed that Prince recognized the industry's true nature early on, calling it modern-day slavery and condemning labels for stealing artists' legacies. Former associates confirm Prince had compiled extensive documentation of questionable industry practices spanning decades. His personal archives reportedly contain recorded conversations, financial records, and witness testimonies that he intended to use in planned legal actions. Several music executives allegedly attempted to discredit Prince's claims by portraying him as paranoid or difficult, tactics now recognized as common methods to silence whistleblowers. Industry veterans recall Prince warning younger artists about specific contractual traps during mentoring sessions, demonstrating his commitment to protecting the next generation from exploitation.
Did you hear anything about who found him, how he was found, or the 911 call or anything like that?
Yes.
Yeah?
And I can't talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here to get to the bottom of it, though, it sounds like.
We pretty much know what's going on, but you know, all we want to do is just talk about the man, the musician.
While Sheila E has remained respectful when discussing Prince publicly, nearly a decade after his death, she's allegedly beginning to share more. She's mentioned Prince carried a heavy burden, and sources close to her hint that he confided his concerns about the music industry's future. He wasn't just fighting for his own master recordings, but trying to expose the entire system. In recent, private conversations, Sheila reportedly described finding Prince increasingly anxious in their final meetings, concerned about surveillance and potential threats. She claims to possess written communications from Prince outlining specific concerns about industry practices and naming powerful figures he believed were engaged in unethical behavior. Several prominent artists have allegedly approached Sheila privately, sharing similar experiences that validate Prince's warnings. Security experts have confirmed implementing enhanced protection measures for Sheila as she considers releasing more detailed information about Prince's allegations. Days before his death, Prince posted an image with a message that was later deleted. just when you thought you were safe. During his final public appearance at Paisley Park, he reportedly told attendees, "Wait a few days before you waste any prayers." As predicted, Prince died at 57 after being found unresponsive at his Minnesota estate. Officials determined the cause was an accidental fentanyl overdose from counterfeit Vicodin, though Sheila E. reportedly questioned this explanation.
Did you hear anything about who found him, how he was found, or the 911 call or anything like that?
Yes.
Yeah?
And I can't talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here to get to the bottom of it, though, it sounds like.
We pretty much know what's going on, but all we want to do is just talk about the man, the musician.
Forensic experts have since raised concerns about inconsistencies in the official investigation report, noting unusual circumstances surrounding the evidence collection process. Multiple witnesses reported seeing unfamiliar vehicles monitoring Prince's residence in the weeks before his death. His sudden health decline surprised those close to him, as he had been following a strict wellness regimen and showed no signs of substance abuse issues according to his personal physician. Several key potential witnesses were reportedly never interviewed during the initial investigation, despite having relevant information about Prince's final days. So we must ask, was Prince's death merely a tragic accident or something more sinister? Is Sheila E. finally prepared to reveal the complete truth? How deep does this situation go with Diddy? Share your thoughts. Are we connecting unrelated dots? Or is there something significant hiding in plain sight? Independent researchers have begun identifying troubling patterns linking various industry tragedies previously considered unrelated. Legal experts suggest sufficient evidence may exist to warrant reopening investigations into several high-profile music industry deaths. Freedom of Information Act requests have revealed previously undisclosed documents that cast doubt on original conclusions in multiple cases. Advocacy groups supporting artist rights have started compiling testimonies from performers across different eras who describe similar experiences of exploitation and intimidation. The public conversation is evolving as more evidence emerges, suggesting systematic issues within entertainment power structures.